Now, mac and cheese is an old classic, but to start with, of course, we need macaroni, and we need to cook the macaroni so that it actually so we can bake it in the oven. Okay. Now, what I've got is my pot boiling with water over the end here. Now, what I'm going to do is put a nice amount of salt in there. Just might want to turn away for a second, Zoe.
That's all right. I'm used to it now.
Oh, look at that. It just comes up to the boil. Now, what I'll do is with some scissors, I like using scissors to cut the packets open because, you know, sometimes when you tear it open, you end up, especially with macaroni, you end up with the pasta going everywhere. So
then you can make macaroni necklaces.
You can. I remember that, you know. Your little daughter will be coming home from kinder with them. So in goes the macaroni. Now, over here, I've got some garlic. I'm going to get you to chop that garlic. So quite a bit of garlic, so I'm going to get you to chop it up. And I've got some bacon here. I just love the smoky flavour of bacon in my mac and cheese. You need a little bit of that. And what I'm going to do is slice it nice and fine till it's like a little dice, so it goes all the way through. You can see the macaroni's quite small, so we'll try and make all the garnish or the bits and pieces that go in the mac and cheese small as well. So I've got that there.
I remember coming to your restaurant and eating a delicious mac and cheese.
It's a cracker. You know, it's pasta forno is the Italian version of it, but mac and cheese is something that you can do in a restaurant. It makes it sound nice and fancy. Now, in my pot over here, I'll just turn that up a little bit. I'm going to put butter. So what we're going to do is make a roux to start with, or, you know, bechamel to finish with. So what I'll do is, you need butter in here, because that's sort of like...
No, I don't have a problem with butter, but I do have a problem when it's that much butter.
Well, you need this amount of butter to cook the garlic and the bacon, and you also need that butter to soak up the flour, because that's, of course, what's going to thicken up the actual the sauce. So in that goes. Now, a lot of people, when they make a bechamel, just use the butter and the flour together. But for me, I like to sweat off the garlic, the onion, the bacon.
Good idea.
You know, sometimes I might even put some herbs, but I'm just going to make it nice and simple. Now, all I do is stir this around for a couple of minutes till the onions and garlic soften. Now, what I've got, it's about 200 grams of butter to about 200 grams of flour. And plain flour is fine. You know, you can just, if that's all you have. I have used self-raising before. It's not quite the same, but if you need to use it, that's all you got. That's what you use. And what you do is mix it around like this, and you can see it starts to form like a dough in the middle. That's what we call a roux, and we just stir that round for a second. Now, what I'll do is get you to pass that milk over, Zoe. You're going to pour in about a cup of milk into there, and it's nice and hot. That's it, plenty. And what you do now is just stir that milk into it fairly quickly, and it should come up to temperature fairly quickly. So once that mixes in like that, you can see it forms that nice big dough. Now, I'll get you to pour in another cup of it in there.
This is definitely a teamwork scenario.
It is, it is. There we go. Stir in the last little bit of milk. You see we've got a great consistency there. Now, the pasta's nearly done. I'm going to strain that off and cool it down, pop it into a tray. I'm just going to stir this over the heat for about 5 minutes or so.
I need to dab you down a little bit.
Oh, no, it's a bit hot. I'm going to stir this into it, then we'll put the cheese into it and assemble the whole thing. What do you think? OK, Zoe, you can see the sauce is thickened up with those lovely chunks of bacon in there. Grab that parmesan there, open it up, and I want you to empty the parmesan in here. We want really, really cheesy sauce, so the parmesan's perfect for it.
This is not for the faint-hearted, is it?
No, no, no. That's why I'm starting to sweat. Now, grab some of that other cheese there, tasty cheese. Put about half of that in here as well. Here we go. In it goes. Now, this is not for the faint-hearted. This is something to share. This is something you would have as a small side dish, I suppose, or...
That's how I had it at your restaurant. It was a little accompaniment.
Exactly. A little bowl of this is enough, you know, with a nice...
It felt decadent and exciting to eat, but, you know, you just kind of... I think I shared that, obviously, with Michael, but...
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe I didn't. Maybe I actually did eat the whole thing.
You could have eaten the whole thing, Zoe. There we go. Now, what I'm going to do is pour that straight onto my pasta. With the pasta here, I've just run under a little bit of cold water to chill it down a little bit. On goes the sauce. Now, you're going to give me a hand with this, Zoe. Sure. I'm just going to grab a little wooden spoon. If you grab this... That's it. Grab the spoon spatula. I'm just going to push it in. And the trick with this is to mix it all around so all of that cheese and that goodness of that sauce goes all the way to the bottom and it's mixed in nicely. Look at that. Now, the trick is not to want to eat this straight away because looking at this, you'd want to put it into a bowl and just hoe down into it. It's probably something you would have, you know, watching TV. And you can see it's nice and gooey.
Pasta and TV, bad combination of all the time.
Sitting on the...
Big stomach would be very full.
Sitting on the couch and doing nothing for hours eating this, I think that would be...
Oh, my God, I can't remember the last time I did that. I'd love to do that.
You got to live a bit, Zoe, you know, if you call that living. There we go, straight in here like this.
I do call that living, actually.
You got to do that in part of your life. On goes the cheese, spread it around on the top. Now, this is going to go into an oven. It's preheated already at 180 degrees Celsius. It'll take about 35 minutes till it's golden on top. Have a look at that, Zoe. And I'll cut into it.
Yeah, that's the part. I like the crusty bit. It's burnt on the edges.
Well, not exactly burnt, but, you know, well cooked. That's what you mean?
Caramelised.
There we go. That's what you want straight through there. Look at the cheesy goodness
thank you.
on that.
I'll take that.
It's one of those things that you just don't want to share, do you? You want it all to yourself. Now, have a taste of that. This is luscious. It's good. And the best thing about it, of course, is there is not one single bit of greenery in sight. It's completely white. It's fantastic, isn't it? What do you think of that? It's just luscious, isn't it? It's way over the top.
It's cheesy. The bacon's in there. It's really decadent, but there's something comforting about it. And look, I think portion's what it's all about. I wouldn't eat this much normally, but I might eat this much now.
I think it's delicious.